Hello and welcome to FJS717 YouTube. Welcome riders, this is my slaying of the dragons on Dragon Age Inquisition on the Nightmare difficulty, I believe it's called. And I believe this was a first time encounter where I get to go up against this guy and we'll see what happens.
Looks like dragon territory. Oh, this is gonna be good.
The game kind of made it hard to farm levels and all. Most of the monsters disappear after I'd killed them. As well, I tended to notice their EXP value going down, so I mainly relied on vendors and trying to find upgrades elsewhere for my character. I open with a missed pommel strike. However, land one to the head. I learned here the importance of staying away from his breath weapon as I spammed through some potions. I was in the air there, so I couldn't use one. I get back on the ground and I pop one. That's about 3 I used right there, and I was realizing to definitely avoid that in the future. I'm gonna have to make use of some buffs here and some debuffs, which I realized I forgot to do before combat. I believe it was the jar of bees I opened with there. Throwing everything I've got at him, I realized I've actually done some damage, so I'm just going to keep up the work I've been doing and try and rely on my sorcerer's shield power. The dragon seems to have disappeared, so I'm taking the opportunity to try and recharge. Looking for him up in the air, I see him, and is he throwing ice balls at me? I'm not too happy about that. Ice balls confirmed. I realize I have to dodge his ice balls, however my NPCs are not so able to. He's swooping straight at me. I'm not sure if he's going to land a special attack, but it looks like he's coming in for the landing. And yes, that means it's time to get back in with the combat. Receiving the damaging end of his breath weapon there, I look up at my health and realize my sorcerer's shield protected his alt bullet, which was extremely fortunate. Trying to get some extra damage output with the jar of bees here and the muck bomb on my regular character. Frozen here, I decide to check my rejuvenation on everybody and the buffs and all that. Looks like he's in the air again, so we'll repeat the defensive tactics we employed before. I realized he's trailing smoke, and I think I saw some hit markers on him there, or hit tokens. I'm not sure if it's hit or healing, but judging by the smoke, I think maybe he's bleeding in the sky, which I'm thoroughly happy about. I look at his health and see he's on a sliver, and there he drops. I feel thoroughly astonished that I was actually able to take down this beast. This was my first dragon kill. I had encountered the red fire dragon before, and I got slayed, absolutely slayed, even with the weapons and armor I have now. He was thoroughly challenging the red one. That's for definitely sure, but I was ecstatic I took this guy out. I had tried the 2 dragons in the area as the last one, and they slayed me. This area here, I remember this guy, he kind of felt like a bit of a weaker dragon, so I thought I would give him a try. As I try to approach him here, I realize he's playing hard to get. Fed up with that, I decide to try and let him come to me. With him coming in hot and heavy here, I realize it's time to get to work. Dropping some buffs, I've got, and dropping the jar of bees. I've got some my stone armor on my Canary, and my dwarf has a poison, I think it is, or some such for his arrows. Taking the opportunity to unload on him here as he flaps his wings around. I look up at his health and realize that I've actually done some damage, which I'm happy about. With him armoring up, I look at my damage output and realize I'm actually able to take his armor down pretty quickly, which I'm thoroughly, again, happy about. Here, I'm ecstatic about his ability to knock me around like a little ragdoll. I notice I'm getting low on potions. I decide to head over to my down teammate to see what kind of help I can give him. It turns out my friendlies are teleporting towards me. That'll take them out of his damage area, and it'll help me regroup. I'm out of regular potions, so I'm trying to make do with rejuvenations and the buffs as well as I can, and I notice his armor's up, so I move in to take that down. Spamming rejuvenations, I'm pretty sure that's not going to work, so trying to get that jar of bees off at him. I grabbed a little bit of armor. I notice he's down now, so I move in to try and finish him off or get as much damage as I can while all my characters are still alive. There we have it. Somehow I pulled another victory out of my hat. Thank you for tuning in to FJS717 YouTube. Happy surfing.